So when do we look at the camera?
I don't know. It's the very first one.
I know, it's exciting.
Here we are.
You'll be entertained, you'll be informed, and hopefully find some value in what we have to offer. We're Erika Radis and Marie Lifschultz, a San Antonio area realtor and lender, but most importantly, we're working moms.
The goal of this podcast is to provide support and a sense of community to San Antonio area working moms like us. So join us in trying to find a balance between career, family, and everything in between. Welcome to the first episode of the Working Moms of San Antonio podcast.
Okay.
It's the very first one.
I know, it's exciting.
Here we are.
It's very exciting. We're here and we're trying to figure out what we're doing.
Yeah. So, well, I guess what we'll do is we'll just talk about why we started the group in the first place, the Working Moms of San Antonio Facebook group. It was 2019.
Yeah, 2019, and we wanted to find ways to connect with moms like us that worked and had kids and families and also a career that they were trying to grow.
Yeah, that's right. So, as I'm sure any of these listeners know that are working parents, it's super, super hard to make new friends.
Yeah.
Unless it's work related or maybe at your kid's school.
CYO, sports, are the only ways you get to meet, families that are like-minded. And we wanted to create a community for moms that were working and maybe have a resource to help each other with, daily questions. Hey, where's the best daycare? Who's your best hairstylist? What realtor do you use? Does anybody know a lender? Right? So we wanted to be able to help other people and connect with other people that we might be able to be a resource for and also allow them to be a resource for others.
Yes, no, that's right. So, so we started the group, and I think initially we were hoping we might get 200 or 300 members. And now we're all the way up to, I think, almost 6,000
Almost 6,000. Yay for us.
Yay. So, we try to provide good resources for the members. We do a newsletter where we feature a business from one of the ladies. So that gives you guys just a little bit more exposure. And so we're here to just help you guys and be hopefully a valuable resource to you. That was the point of the group. And I think we've succeeded.
We have. We've done well.
In most ways, I think we have.
We've done really well. I mean, we got through COVID and we grew during COVID. We had some virtual events that were fun. We've been, hopefully we're getting to our outdoor events again and meeting up with people and just making new friends and being there for each other and to really support everyone in their careers. So, Erika, I really wanted to know, when did you get into real estate?
Oh, gosh.
Been a while.
Yeah.
Been a while.
So, it's sort of a weird story in a way, but when I was in high school, I needed a job.
Yeah.
And so a friend of mine told me that a local real estate company needed a receptionist.
Mm-hmm.
And so, as you know, I can talk and I can answer the phone.
Yeah.
I like to be on the phone. So I took that job, and that was when I was first introduced into real estate.
Yeah.
And it is a wild industry full of crazy ups and downs. And honestly, it's just sort of addicting. So I took that job. And then after a little while, I became a transactions coordinator, working behind the scenes for the owner.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to college and I got my design degree and stuff. And, I did that. And I actually took a job at a tax office for 5 years, thinking that was going to be a temporary job for me.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, temporary turns into 5 years. So, but I always still wanted to be in real estate. It was just always in the back of my mind. And so, I guess it was 2014. I had just had my second daughter. And I decided, well, you know what? I'm going to go get my license.
Yeah.
First of all, people think it looks so glamorous, right? When I was answering the phones and stuff, I was like, oh my gosh, these ladies are so fancy. They get to go into these houses, and you don't see
all the hard work,
all the other
stuff,
yeah, which I'm sure is true of so many careers. So I did that. I got my license. Now I've been selling for 8 years with the same brokerage, Kimberly Howe Properties, and she's actually the woman that I worked for all those years ago.
Awesome.
So I've known Kim for just a good long while.
That's great.
So that was me in real estate. Yeah. So, and just trucking along.
One, it gives you the ability to be mom, wife, and a career.
That's right.
That type of career. So
that's right. And so, obviously we work together.
Yes.
You are my fave lender. And so, how long have you been in the business?
Well, I've
quite
been
a while.
Quite a while, about 20 years. So I kind of fell into lending. I came home from school and I had a family member who was in the banking industry and in the mortgage industry and said, hey, we just needed help. So I jumped in to help as a temp, and 20 years later, I'm still in the same industry. So for the sales side, I've always been on the back end. I've always been in the back end of the office, right? So I love that part. I'm very analytical, and I love that part of it. But I also worked with a high-producing loan officer for a long time, and he medically retired.
Yes.
And I had helped him build his book of business for some time, and I really didn't want that to just go away. So I decided to take a leap of faith, talked to my husband and said, hey, we're going to do this. And he gave me all the support I needed. And I've now been on the sales side, I think almost 6 years now.
Oh, wow.
So I've been in the industry a long time, but on the sales side, a little bit less time. So it was learning to network and meet other people has been a challenge for me.
Yeah.
I'm not as outgoing as I'd like in networking. It's nice to stay home and watch Netflix.
Yeah.
But this gave us an opportunity. We met and we connected really well, and it gave me an opportunity. Hey, this isn't so bad. I get to meet friends. Maybe we can do this in a larger scale.
Right.
So we want to make friends.
Yeah.
That's the goal, making friends.
Yeah, that's right. And I think the group helps us do that. It has, so far at these meetups and different things like that. So I feel like that's good. And, we get to also talk about mom stuff, which is so much of our life.
Yes, very much of our life.
Yeah.
So I have, I'm a bonus mom to a 19-year-old now. He's 19 and lives in Tennessee. But I have 2 boys at home. So I am a boy mom all the way through. And Erika, how many do you got?
3 kids, all girls.
All girls.
So really the complete opposite world. I don't know what's better or worse, if there is such a thing. Girls, I always feel like girls are like, there's not as much hitting and, physically wrestling and fighting and that kind of stuff. But there's a lot of like verbal, emotional sort of like, they'll cut you to the core, that type of thing.
The boys will do that, but typically you walk in, and I remember walking in one day, and I had WWE SmackDown, and I'm being attacked, and trampled into my living room. So boys are great, girls are awesome. I still think I'm the only girl plus the cat at my home. Yeah. So, but and we love being around our kids and our families, and this group allows us to do that, and and hopefully have resources, right? Yeah. For the kids, for families. And we're here to support everyone who's in the group. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I guess maybe we should talk about why we started this podcast and what we hope to achieve from it, right?
Well, so everything's going virtual. Right. I don't know. I know Erika's a big podcast listener. I started to do that very recently, and I enjoy it. I love having it in the background. But you always need different, avenues to meet people, to connect with people. Coming out of COVID, I don't know if you've seen it, but I've seen it even with the kids. It's harder to connect with people. Yeah. We've been distanced for so long.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like people are less willing to go out now, and I even find myself doing that, which is crazy because for my career, you have to go out. Yeah. Just a little clue into real estate, you have to leave the house. Which
everything's not virtual.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I wish it was, to be honest. Yeah. I'm like secretly like a recluse. You would never know from my career choice, but I love to be at home, and I love, doing things from home and just kind of bumming around. And so, but I mean, you're right. You're 1,000% right. After COVID, it's hard to get out there, and it's even harder because there's less people out there.
Yeah, there's a lot less people. But also I think we wanted to start the podcast to really support the group. We realized how much it grew, right, over the time here. I'm like, wow, this is a great platform to help spotlight some working moms in San Antonio. Totally. Not us, really support and be a resource for everyone in our group. And we thought this might be a good way to start, and we're going to kind of see how it goes. Yeah. There's going to be trial and error. We're going to try some things, and we're not really sure exactly how it's going to go, but we're hoping for the best, and hopefully, we'll have some great working mom businesses that will jump in, and, we'll get to interview them and hear all about their story.
Yeah. So I think, we'll obviously cover mom topics and parenting and relationships and that kind of stuff. We'll probably throw in a little bit of real estate stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But most importantly, what I really want to do is have guests on from the group that we can sort of put a face to those businesses that we see,
yes.
Being advertised on Fridays in our group.
Well, I think the biggest challenge in my industry is I'm an email, I'm a text, I'm online,
right.
but we're people, and we know that there's a lot of people, and then the more you know that there's a person behind whatever service you're looking for,
right,
the better connection you'll have.
For sure. For sure. So, I really hope that we get some interested businesses that want to talk about why they do what they do and why they started and what's the weirdest thing that's ever happened in their industry. I want to know all the stuff.
And we're going to make it fun. Hopefully, we love talking.
Yeah,
we love talking to each other. We have great stories. So hopefully those will come out and you'll be entertained, you'll be informed, and hopefully find some value in what we have to offer.
Definitely. Yeah. So I think that this was just like a first little intro into, what we hope the podcast will become. And I think just like anything else that you try, maybe you're getting out of your comfort zone a little bit, it will evolve and change as we hopefully learn some new things. Maybe the video gets better. Maybe the sound gets better. Maybe, we switch it up. But for now, this is kind of what we were thinking.
Us.
Yeah,
this is us. We're normal. We're here. We're just like you guys. And we want to be able to, like you said, provide resources. And I like to serve.
Yeah.
So hopefully this helps other people out there.
Yeah, definitely. So stay tuned, for further episodes, and we'll just kind of go from there.
I know, right? I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
Very excited.
All right. Well, that's it then.
All right. That's the end of episode 1.
Woo-hoo. All right. Thanks. We'll see you guys.
Bye, guys.
Thanks so much for tuning in to the Working Moms of San Antonio podcast. Be sure to follow us on social media at our respective Instagram accounts or join our Working Moms of San Antonio Facebook group. Those links can be found in our episode description. If you have an episode topic suggestion or question, please email us at office@radisagent.com. And be sure to subscribe to the podcast and leave us a review. See you next week.